The gaming world has been releasing over a ton of games each year, and this season of 2020 also brings some of the best video game sequels. Hello everyone. This is Livid Play and we got a lot to look forward to, so here are the top 10 picks, which you may want to get your hands on. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell icon so any videos we publish will alert you first. By the way, it's free. Shall we begin? At first, we have Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is an upcoming action role-playing game and a successor to the 2018 game Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Since the trailer released, a lot of players expect the legacies will continue like the previous Assassin's Creed sequel. Still, some of us can guess, Assassin's Creed Valhalla will be the hub among the Norse Vikings in the 9th century in England, and no Vikings were welcomed. Ivar, being the role player, travels from his icy hometown of Norway to the Green Marshes region of England with his clan. From here he will lead the tribe and try to capture the land of England, but along with the fight, the so-called wannabe King Alfred of Wessex sentenced the Vikings as the evils. So, the whole game will progress on how you work as Ivar's nemesis and help him save the clan. Termed as a berserker, Norse warrior will be seen as more brutal than Ivar, and the game itself will have plenty of surprises. With belief on Odin, you will brawl with the Saxons, upgrade and settle the Vikings in the lands of England. The game is releasing out this holiday season in late December 2020. Next stop, we have The Last of Us Part 2, which is an action-adventure game developed by Naughty Dog and the continued sequel of The Last of Us Part 1. With the long stories of fireflies and the unbounded sacrifices, Ellie now continues her own journey without wanting the help of Joel. Ellie, being grown up as 19 years old, tries to fit her life in Tommy's colony and survive from other clans. Also, with recent trailers, we can just guess that she has encountered the death of her friend Dinah and she is seeking revenge against the mysterious culprit. With all of that being explained, let's talk about the gameplays in this game. With a lot of groundbreaking scenarios, the game will let you play as the main protagonist, where you will encounter the blend of stealth, melee combat, and gunplay. The game will portray the fights even more disgustingly brutal than before, where Ellie's movement is far from tactical. You can get your own horse, capable of hiding amongst the grass, strolling along the floor, crafting weapons, and adopt a stealthy approach to fight or evade the situations. Enemies also are advanced and varied than before. Dogs patrolling in areas can remember Ellie's scent and track her down. On the other hand, the infected are more terrible and horrifying. As usual, humans pose threats to Ellie and are the main driving force of the campaign. I consider this game to be the best of this decade because of its resentful story plots, unbelievable characters, and extreme gameplay. With that being said, I cannot explain what the sequel will bring to us when it will be released on the 19th of June 2020. Are you ready, guys, for number 3? Yep, you guessed it right. It's SpongeBob, with a whole new platform video game titled SpongeBob SquarePants: Battle for Bikini Bottom, Rehydrated. Starting from Bikini Bottom, as the center world, the game includes all the playable versions that we saw from the Nickelodeon TV animated series, where every level is sort of merged with each other. Another part to notice is Gulagoon, which holds better contrast features compared to the originals. The robots have improved features than before, which resembles unique AI personalities for Chuck, Tulip Bots, Arf, and Arf Dogs, Slick, Bomba, Chompbot, Monsoon, Sleepatime, Glove, and many more. As usual, use SpongeBob Tongue Slide and Gulagoon with Sandy Sliding and Speed, and use SpongeBall and Cruise Bubble at your advantage. Not left, Boo's fights are brought up to modern standards, and the multiplayer section is quite interesting, where you battle a wave of enemies as SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy, Gary, Mr. Krabs, and Roboplankton. So, before ending, let's look up to the release date, 23rd of June 2020. Up next, it's Iron Man VR, and is the most awaited game by Marvel fans. So, let's just start by taking off and become Iron Man. This game is a whole new virtual reality experience where you get to learn the mechanics of flying and eliminating your targets, being Iron Man in some really interesting combat situation. Designed with realistic action mission gameplays as well as the cinematic moments, Iron Man VR really has nailed the core mechanics of virtual reality, as there are not a lot of games out there actually providing the same experience. Enjoy the sunset of Malibu, suit up while free-falling and use repulsor blasts to eliminate targets like the Revenant. Makes you think that you have the state-of-the-art technology on your motion controllers. Another quality of this game is you can have your own custom deco, augments, and weapons that can be applied to your Impulse Iron Man armor. So, this game is just not all about action and destruction but has unique elements that show how great this game is. Eventually, unlock character secrets, and don't forget that the game releases on the 3rd of July 2020. At number 5 we have Ghost of Tsushima, in which Jin Sakai portrays as the leading character as a samurai. The story goes around as not just a simple war game but about living people glimpsing the brutality of the Mongolian invasion, surviving at their best, and doing whatever they can to live against the immense odds. Jin is dedicated to becoming a samurai, has sworn to protect the Tsushima Island from enemies within and without. Not being acknowledged of the undisputed world of Mongolians, their new way of combat both in tactics and in technology, defeated Jin's clan. With his marked quest of protecting his island, Jin continues not to simply implement the samurai technique but adopts a much more sophisticated way of combat, and that is a way of ghosts. Decency and propriety are substituted by stealth and vicious assassination. No possibility to fight as a sole survivor, Jin alliances with those people he is trying to protect and learn to use anything against the invaders. To maintain his code of honor he must elevate to take his revenge and unify what is left. At last, watch out for the big release on the 17th of June 2020 and help with Jin's motive. On the next list, we have Paper Mario, the Origami King, where the unexpected appearance of Ollie, the Origami King, has spoiled the peace and thrown the Mario world in chaos. So, in this new series and paper-crafted cosmos of the Paper Mario, a whole new heroic adventure begins to recover Peach's castle, which was snatched by the Origami King. Quest on hand, Mario sets out on his world tour to end the 5 humongous streamers that have unwinded from Peach's castle. Unwhispered trials await Mario to discover mysteries of the Forest Spring, the Autumn Mountain, a ninja-filled mansion, an underground sewer system, and a desert oasis. You will meet companions like Olivia as King Ollie's sister, who is determined to assist Mario to counter her brother's plan in any sort of time, Bob-omb, who lost his memory, a Toad professor at Ancient History, and Kamek as Magic Uber. Some of them will support Mario in battles and even in boss fights. You will guide Mario to unfold every new path, traverse boundless areas and unlock hidden secrets, so watch out for the release date on the 17th of July 2020. Next, we have Wasteland 3 as a role-playing video game, which continues the practice of the previous sequel of Wasteland 2 in giving players individual and political alternatives. Colorado Springs being the center of interest includes many parts of the storyline. The Patriarch's marshals have vowed to uphold orders but are more like Patriarch's private army. Likewise, the Jippers worship their president as a god who will make America the radiant city on the top as it used to be. They kill anyone and think everyone is a communist. On the other side of the road, there are the 100 families who declare to want a better version of existing Colorado, and they do, but mostly for self-benefit. Apart from these clans like the Refugees, the Paisos, the Scar Collectors, the Godfishers, and the Dorseys have their own intention for Colorado's future, and they won't resist slaughtering anyone. People with the biggest smiles can have the coldest hearts. The choice is yours, Ranger, to be on whose side. Prepare yourself for the role-playing game series, as the game will be releasing on the 28th of August 2020. Next list, we have Cyberpunk 2077, which is an upcoming role-playing game, let's say dedicated to the genre of science fiction. With the unexpected scenarios, the game is full of high-tech guns and more like cybernetic modification. You can select your character backstory as nomad, street kid, and corporate. For instance, Nomad will possess a range of problem-solving skills but don't bother with social influences. While Street Kid are well known among gang members and collect respect. Corporate, on the other hand, have greater control over the character's influence in the corporation since they know the working mechanisms. Factions are the soul of role-playing game, and in Cyberpunk, you can see a cabal of military tech, who deal with superior weapons and observe intelligence. Likewise, Maelstrom as the drug pushers. Many more mobs and firms are changing the lavish world of Cyberpunk, and your loyalty ensures your gameplay. The game will be releasing on the 17th of September 2020. At number 9 we have Outriders, which is a third-person perspective shooting game. For instant understanding, Outriders is likely to have a more mature version of, let's say, Gears of War, administrating the inventories like Ghost Recon Breakpoint or maybe The Division, and more likely, character potential of the Destiny. You can taste as much as the elements of many popular games in a single platform. The core mechanics in this game is based on the trinity of firearms, equipment, and glory. Firearms and guns are what you do 90% in this game, so you have every chance to be a gunslinger. Another thing players love in such a shooting game is the bullet dismembering and ripping through their opponent. Part 2 of this trilogy is equipment, where you have your armors and firepower as your shield, and there are loot drops to level up your game progress. So what's the final part on our trilogy? What's the glory factor? Yes, that is the individual character powers that can help you outrun your foes. Increase your level and mold yourself to be better. That being said, you can explore Outriders at a whole new level, and it will be released in late 2020. Finally, number 10 brings us the role-playing game called Godfall. Godfall is a traverse of fantasies, heroic knights, hidden magic, and the Forbidden Realms. The inevitable Earth is portioned into the divine elemental realms of air, water, earth, and fire. You will debut as a Tellurium Knight, a godlike brave warrior able to master legendary armor sense and mold you into unstoppable expert brawlers. As you proceed ahead of the realms and tear through most of the enemies, you'll be able to challenge a mad god at the top of the table. Throughout your legacy, you will discover age-old valor plates lost in the time, each with their qualities and long life story. A new genre has been created as the looter slash, where you will experience a blend of action role-playing with a third-person melee fight. Thus, the game is gear and player skill driven, so it is your play to find magnificent weapons, superior traits, and outrun the combat mechanics, which will be available to you this holiday season in late December 2020. So that was our time with the top 10 upcoming games. Let me know you in the comments, which were your favorites and willing to play. We appreciate your time for being with us, and we will see you soon in our next video.